Welcome to Handi Quilter's Watch and Learn. I'm Kim Sandberg, and with me today is Johnny Barfus. And we are so excited today to talk to you about a couple of our favorite things, right, Johnny?
Yep.
I mean, we're always talking about our favorite things, but
Right.
a couple of our favorite things. So we're going to start off by talking about the square feet. And they come in a package of 2.
Yes.
And Johnny has got an awesome project that he's going to share with us that he does using the square feet.
So this is a really fun piecing on the frame project.
I love it.
And you know I love pillows. Everyone
Yes.
probably knows by now I really love pillows.
Yes.
This is a great pillow that you can make all on your frame, piecing with your long arm.
Love it.
This is using 2.5-inch strips. And we're going to use the square foot and our channel locks
Awesome.
to stitch this down.
Cool.
All right. This
Yeah.
one here has already been done.
I
gonna
love
show-
the texture on that.
Yes.
Where you've got, it's not sewn down on the one side.
Right.
Kind of fun to sit and play with.
Yeah.
Run your fingers over.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what I did to prep for this, I just had a piece of muslin, and I drew 2. Let's see if we can show that pretty well.
Okay.
I drew 2 20-inch squares right next to each other.
Gotcha.
Jelly rolls come in 44
40
with
plus.
the fabric, yeah.
Yes,
So
with the fabric.
42-inch wide.
Yeah.
So I can get 2 use my just full strip
Uh-huh.
and get 2 20-inch pillows.
Awesome.
I like 20-inch pillows because IKEA sells 20-inch pillow forms.
Exactly.
But you can get them anywhere. You can get them on Amazon, anywhere that sells home goods.
Yeah.
Or you probably have some laying around the house that are
Yeah.
20-inch pillows,
Yeah.
pillow forms.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to make 2 pillows at one time.
I love it. That way you can have one for both end of your couch, right?
Exactly. And I chose to do this with a jelly roll.
Nice.
You could use scraps if you wanted.
Yeah.
This is just a really fun rainbow jelly roll.
Love it.
And you can see this is the ones I've already put down.
So cool.
So I decided to start at the bottom
Okay.
and then work my way up this way. So I'm just layering on top of each other.
Right. And you really have to, well, you have to start with them going that way because you're
Yeah,
stitching.
it'd be awkward to do the other way.
Yeah, it would.
So I started at the bottom, going up this way, and
Uh-huh.
I'm just using, so again, we're talking about the square foot today.
Yes.
And
So let's talk about the square feet. What are the square feet?
so square feet here, let's get it on a dark color so we can be sure to see it.
Yeah.
And that, it comes 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch.
Cool.
This is the 1/4 inch one here on the machine. And then here's the 1/2 inch.
I love it. And I love how these are clear. So you can see the fabric underneath it. So it just makes it that much easier to line it up, right?
Right, right. And I used it to, this is not a very good example there, cameraman. If I go down to this one, that sounds a little better. So I use it to, I made every one 1/4 inch away,
Okay.
which now I'm wondering if I did my math correctly, but it doesn't matter. It's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
going to be great. It's
There
gonna be
is, there
super
doesn't need
cute.
to be math in quilting. You just
Yeah.
make it look pretty, right?
So I'm going to add, go over here, and I'm just going to put this next row down
Okay.
using, so I've got, put my 1/4 inch away, line up 1/4 inch there,
Very nice.
and then hold that in position.
Mm-hmm.
If you have Pro Stitcher, you can use the channel locks on your machine.
Very nice.
If not, you can just throw the channel lock. This is the channel lock here.
Do you want me to pop a channel lock on there for
Would
you, Johnny?
please?
I'd be more than happy
So
to.
Kim's going to put the channel lock.
So that the machine doesn't move back and forth,
Yeah,
but
so she's
it
gonna
can
put it
still
on our
move
Wheels going this way. So
On the ma-
now I won't.
on
I
the
don't.
machine.
I can't move the machine this way, but I can go back and forth this way.
Cool.
Right.
You got it.
Then pull up my thread.
And then let's
Do a few stay stitches there.
very nice.
Then as I stitch, come this way, I'm just using the edge of that square foot and keeping it on the edge of my fabric.
That makes it so easy just to line it up and keep it straight. Looking good, Johnny.
Oh dear, kind of got a little off. That's all right.
That's okay. A little extra texture in your
Just a
project, right?
little Just a little extra, it's fine. But what a fun, isn't this such a fun,
Yeah.
a quick gift that you could do. Kids, like the kids these days love rainbows.
Yep.
I know all my friends that have 9 and 10-year-olds,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the girls, they just love the rainbows right now.
Yes,
So
yes, they do.
if you have a rainbow jelly roll, that is a, oh man, don't
Lickety
focus
split,
that way
lickety
there.
split. It looks awesome, Johnny. I love that. I love the
So
texture.
then, and I kept my jelly roll so I could just add the next row in.
Reference.
So, yep, for reference.
Nice.
All right, so that is just a quick and easy quilt.
Yeah.
You can do that for pillows. It'd be a lot for a quilt, I think.
You know,
maybe,
it would
but-
be a lot, but maybe for a small quilt that you wanted to do something and add a lot of texture to, like
Yeah.
to fill, could be kind of fun, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, such a fun quilt. Such a fun quilt.
Thank you. So I'm going to keep going with that, and I'll just put the backing on the frame as well, and I'm ready to go.
Awesome. I love projects that you can do from start to finish on the frame. They
Me
make them
too.
so much fun.
Me too.
So let's take a minute and talk about the quilt in the background here.
Okay.
So we have got this awesome quilt that was quilted by Kelly Ashton. You guys all know who Kelly is. She quilted this a few years ago, and you can see that she did a lot of straight line quilting here. And that's a place where using the square foot would come in really handy, wouldn't it, Johnny?
Definitely.
You wouldn't have to do any measuring or marking ahead of time. You would just be able to quilt that. Now, in some of the other parts of this quilt, she did some really awesome micro quilting. You guys see these tiny little pebbles that she quilted here? These are so awesome. Well, we have a really awesome foot to quilt all of this micro quilting with. It's the micro foot. So Kristina and I are going to take a minute, and actually a few minutes, and show you how awesome the micro foot is. So Kristina, let's talk about micro quilting. I know that this is something that you really enjoy doing. You do a lot of it on your quilts. Tell us a little bit about the way that you do it.
Okay, well, first of all, micro quilting is a little bit intimidating to some people. All that people need to remember is that micro quilting is just taking any design that they're good at and shrinking it smaller.
Okay.
So you could do a little tiny stippling. I've got some stippling in here, little tiny circles. So any design, but again, just shrinking it smaller.
Okay.
Let's talk about a couple of the tools that I use.
Okay.
I like to use a thinner thread, just because a lot of times I'm over stitching while I'm doing it, and I don't want to get a lot of thread buildup. Today I'm going to be using a micro quilter thread from Superior Threads, and it's a really fine thread.
And so, like, what weight are we talking about?
This is a 100 weight.
100. Okay, so that is a super thin thread. It's just going to melt into the fabric. Awesome.
And you can use whatever size thread you want. It's kind of just what look you're going for.
Okay.
So for this particular quilt that I'm doing, I don't want the thread showing up as much as the quilting.
Okay.
So that's why I'm using a finer weight and using a color that's going to blend with my fabric.
Okay.
So another thing that I love is our micro foot.
Right.
The micro quilting foot, it looks to me like a broken foot.
Yeah. But it's not, is it?
It's not. No. It's wonderful, and it will hold the fabric in place.
Right.
But you have so much visibility, so you can see. Because when you're doing these little tiny stitches, you can't always see where you're at, and you don't want to, go back and forth over the same area a ton of times.
Right.
Which, I've done many times.
Yeah. Sometimes
So-
it's just the way it happens, right?
Yes. So the micro foot is wonderful. Another great thing that we have are our adjustable handlebars.
Right.
So there are 2 places here. You can loosen that up and drop the handlebar up and down.
Okay.
You can also adjust here, and it can turn in and out, and also pull in and out.
Okay. A lot of versatility there.
Yes.
So how do you set it up when you're micro quilting? Are you going to show us that?
I like to have my handlebars down,
Okay.
so that they're really close to where I'm working. I'm just going to rest my hands right here on the pole,
Okay.
and I'm going to be focused just on this small area that I'm going to be quilting in.
Okay.
I like to have both down, but sometimes my lighting's not great.
Right.
So I like to use the handy light,
Okay.
and it can clip right on your handlebar.
Nice.
So if my handlebar's down, I'd have to adjust that a little bit. but it's got this USB, and I'm just going to plug that right in. And of course, like every USB, I have to try 5 times to get it the right direction.
That's the truth.
It has a snaking arm so you can adjust it and have this light coming at an angle.
Okay.
So I've actually got all my other lights turned off, and I'm just going to use this cross light to help me to be able to see where I've already quilted and where I still need to go.
Okay.
Okay, Kim, a couple other things. You probably have noticed that I'm sitting in a chair.
Right. And what's the reasoning behind that?
I don't want to have to stand for that long.
I'm glad that you admitted that. I'm right there with you. Especially if I'm going to be in one spot and not moving. Sit down, take a seat, get comfortable, right?
Yep. I want to be up close. I'm going to, again, just resting my arms on the bar, just focusing on this one little area.
Okay.
Another thing that we want to take breaks with are our eyes.
Right.
So with this micro quilting, you're staring and you've got these lights shining, and it takes a toll on your eyes. So every little while, just push the stop button, look up, blink, look away, and let your eyes refocus.
Okay.
So I'm going to just go ahead and bring up my bobbin thread here.
Okay. Now what mode do you use when you stitch? Let's talk about that, because you know, micro quilting.
That's the next thing. I'm just going to do a couple little tie-off stitches here.
Okay.
So for for micro quilting, I like to use manual mode.
Okay.
It's the only time that I like manual mode because I'm not really good at regulating my stitches. But when I'm doing such tiny stitches and a lot of the overstitching, it doesn't matter. It sounds and runs a lot smoother in my opinion.
Okay.
Does that mean that you have to use manual mode in micro quilting? No. You can use whatever mode works for you.
Okay.
But I've got mine. I'm going to go ahead and change it. I'm in manual mode. I've got the speed here at 600, so we're going to play with that and see how it turns out. And Kim, we decided we're going to do little swirls.
Yeah, I think so. Swirls and paisleys or something. I don't know.
Swirls and paisleys and feathers and
feathers and
whatever I feel like putting in there.
Something just micro, right?
Yes.
Mini.
Anything to fill up that space.
I love it.
Okay. So this is a little bit awkward for me, holding the handles weird, but we're going to go for it. Okay, so I'm going to throw a pebble in there, a couple more. Let's do some paisleys. And some more swirls. Adjust the size of your object so you don't have to keep it the exact same throughout the entire process. I sure hope my tension's right.
You'd always stop and check that, right?
Yeah, we might need to do some adjusting on that tension there.
I was just going to say, so this is what manual mode sounds like. It's nice and smooth, right?
Yes. And let me go ahead and change it. And I'm going to put it in regulated on a higher speed and cruise. And you can hear the difference.
Okay. Oh, yeah, listen to that.
So it kind of lags almost a little bit. Because it's trying to regulate those stitches.
Right.
So you put it in manual, and it's just a continual movement.
Right. I just love that hum of manual mode.
And again, using this cross light, I can see where I'm working.
It does give really good definition, doesn't it?
Yep. So I just continue filling in that whole area. There's our micro quilting.
Oh, that looks so great, Kristina. Thanks for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Well, I think this has been really fun today. We've learned the difference between the square foot and the micro foot, what they're used for. We've seen 2 great projects that have been done with them. We want to ask you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to tune in next week when we share more ideas to give you some inspiration on your quilting journey. And in the meantime, don't forget to have fun quilting this week.